Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and well. So, not a not a good start of the month for Feb, and very harsh dump. I mean, honestly, I was not expecting that sort of a reaction from ETH. But something I saw on Friday, I was up a lot. We got that move from 3174 to 3400 something, basically this pump. But I wanted to buy a lot of ETH, but then when I saw Bitcoin, it was just dumping after having a three wave move. Basically, that was a bearish impulse. Basically, this is like A, B, and C. So that was like a three waves, and when it starts rejecting like this, not only over here, but when I saw that something is off. And even if you remember from the last stream, I mentioned that there are two possibilities for USD DOM. Either, we have a manipulation on the upside or we have a manipulation on the downside. I was favoring more on the downside. There are some reasons behind it. But then if you look at the previous stream, where I mentioned, over here, when we were streaming, USD dominance was here. And I was like, yeah, why the hell? I mean, this is forming a bullish wolf waves. I mean, it don't make any sense. Some out of nowhere, it's just forming a bullish wolf waves and it just broke out. But the problem with this breakout is I really don't have a wave count as to what exactly this user dominance move meant at that point of time. Honestly, I don't have that read from the alert wave perspective as to what is the wave count. Actually, I really don't have it. So either you can say that this is some sort of a manipulation lag that we got basically the start of this week and on the 4 hours time frame. However, the USD dominance is literally above the support, so we will see how things unfold. But I would like to see a bearish retest of like 4.6% one more time before we start dumping. I mean, I really don't have the wave count as to what exactly the shitty wave count looks like, but I mean, if it just gives us one more push up, I would be buying it. I've already given a limit for that, and with a very tight stop loss above it, and I would like to see it dumping like this, basically. However, the only problem with this scenario is Bitcoin. I mean, if you remember, we have this harmonic, the shark basically, but we ignored this whole shark since beginning. But I don't know. The only reason I ignored it is because of the bullish biasness that I had. That I really wanted to play this this week of accumulation, and eventually, I mean, this week of played out actually, and I did not play it perfectly. Honestly speaking, I mentioned about this week of, but I did not play it. So that's the very worst part about my by my trading at this point, that I drew this, I made the plan, I did not play it out, I chickened out basically. But that happened, but I'm damn sure now it's not going to happen probably. So the good thing is we were not in any trade except for near and ETH BTC. So near is down a lot. I'm almost down like 8R on near, and the ETH BTC I'm down like, because my invalidation was 0.2, so I'm almost down like 1.5, or basically the risk that I wanted to take, like 0.024 is what my initial stop loss was, with a manual stop loss basically. But now I'm very confident about Bitcoin dominance and ETH BTC. I think ETH BTC is very much close to bottoming out, so that's what we'll talk probably in this stream. Not much of any. We will not be looking for any sort of a hopium over here. We'll just look for what the chart looks like at this point, and what are the possibilities for Bitcoin at this point. I mean, what are the most probable scenario in my view? Because the March, I was expecting this sort of dump after 21st of Feb, but it just flushes out. But the good thing is Bitcoin is holding up. It just dumped like 10K, and also just went like 40-45% down. Many literally dumped like 60% as well. So that was like a worst case thing that I've seen so far. I mean, honestly, I've never seen such of a huge liquidation in my life. So far, I've been trading since 2017, but I've never seen such sort of a like $2.9 billion worth of liquidation in a single day in less than 24 hours. I mean, it's a worst basically. Just wiped off the entire, I would say, retailers in the market. I'm not sure who were trading on the weekend, but $2.9 billion is a very, very big numbers. And it's not, I mean, a lot of people would have liquidated. And honestly speaking, it's not easy when you get liquidated. I can literally relate myself when I got liquidated in 2019, but this is if you have got liquidated, in my view, then what you should be doing is just don't I mean, at some point, yes, at the beginning you will feel sad and everything that you lost money. But I do think that, the good part is if you really want to grow, I mean, you just have to have your heads up, learn from the mistake, and never, 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 promise yourself that you're not gonna repeat the same mistakes again. So that's what probably you should do, and so that probably we can achieve our goals for 2025. And for the Bitcoin lower term time frame, basically at this point, so if you look at the other crypto market cap, and before we go to the Bitcoin and other crypto market cap, just check the total crypto market cap, because that is what total crypto is still holding up the bullish setup. It's still looking a little bit more bullish. It has not lost the bull case, because we are still above the 0.5 and also 2.5 trillion dollar invalidation. So practically, and also it has complete this cipher, the bearish cipher it had. And in my view, this move was some sort of A, B, and C. And now we are doing just 5 waves. So one more move on the downside is pending, which can dump it back down to 786 Fibonacci levels, around 2.9 trillion, like a truncation. As wave 3 was very, very sharp on the downside, I think wave 5 is going to be more like a truncation or double bottom. It's just going to be bottom very, very quickly. So after which I would like to see a double top sort of thing around $3.4 trillion. The way a very similar sort of a dump we have seen in the past. Basically, if you look at the chart, we have seen a very similar sort of a dump in we have seen this sort of scenario in 2021 bull run, basically. And it's normal, basically. So there are two possibilities over here if you look at this scenario. So let's say we got a dump, basically, and the next thing probably we can have one more down on the sweep, a sideways accumulation happening, one more downside, and then we're looking for an upside. That's one of the possibilities. However, as the blood moon is coming, I think this is not the case. I mean, we are not going to go sideways right now. So the best scenario in my view, we just need to finish things very, very quickly, is this. I mean, as you see, this was a very correlated scenario, as I can see, A, B, C, very chop, and then a flash dump out of nowhere, and we are holding the lows, basically. This is not been taken care of, and then we pumped up a little bit sideways dump, and then have a pump up again till probably around March, like a February ending, and then after that this is the possibility as well. I mean, the bear case scenario. So now at this point I have both the bull case as well as bear case scenario for the Bitcoin, but I'm not going to ignore this bearish shark over here. I mean, we do have the bearish shark, so I'm just going to play my bets on the levels. Honestly speaking, if I really want to long, I will be looking to long once we break this trend line. So I'm not going to look for any swing long opportunities on Bitcoin till we have a breakout of this trend line, the green line that you're watching. So if BTC really wants to invalidate this whole shark, what it needs to do is we push up like this, go to the previous week equilibrium, dump it back down to previous week lows, sweep it up, hold up those levels, can even go down to the whole range POC that people accumulated heavily, and push up, like go for breakout. Then we can say, I mean, the breakout should be real. It shouldn't be like a fake out. So let's say if it's a trap, it's a fake out, then we have a big problem, and we might see something like this. So hence, I think if this whole harmonic needs to get invalidated, we need a bigger breakout like this with a huge volume above the green line. So which is something, I'm just simply going to wait for it to build a huge swing position, not in Bitcoin, but altcoins as well, especially Ethereum and other altcoins. At this point, I'm not much favorable for altcoins. The way it has dumped, the risk rewards are a little bit off. We need to find, we need to fill a gap, basically. So if you look at from the hard-term time frame perspective on ETH, basically, so ETH I'm not sure how many of you guys have checked this, but it literally bounced from the trend line. You see the trend line support that we had from the lows. This is bouncing like this. So it bounced like from the trend line. And if you remember from my previous stream on the hard-term time frame, where I mentioned that there is a possibility of a 1-2-1-2 scenario. Honestly speaking, I was expecting this dump probably after going to 3850, 3830, and then it would have been very awesome. It would have been dump. I was literally expecting it. You can see my chart as well. I posted there that I'm expecting a dump, but it should be happening after 3830. That would be very, very nice. Can even go for like 4,400, one more push up and then dump. That would have been very, very awesome as well. But simply just dump from here doesn't make sense to me. I mean, the counts are really, really odd. So right now we are ranging. I mean, there is a range on the lower term time frame, as you can see. So now that we have swept, highs as well as lows, of course, the spot charts have not swept the lows basically. So we might try one more time sweeping it. So, maybe after the blood moon or on the blood moon in March. But what it tells me at this point that this was something, I mean, this is some sort of a, one, this is A, B, C, two, this is one, this is a bigger wave two. If this is bullish, we need to hold the trend line. This trend line 2120 is what we need to hold. Even I would say $2,100. We really want to hold these levels, because if we lose these levels, it opens door for, previous all-time highs of 1262 and maybe even under 1262. So it's just going to get wrecked, And hence at this point, if you really want to be bullish, we want ETH to flip 3088. So if it flips here, then yes, we would be bullish and we'd be aiming for higher up to $4,500, and not even 4,500. I would be looking for aiming for new all-time highs if we flip. However, if you don't flip, this is the chop zone. This is where majority of the people are going to get wrecked and chopped. This is the accumulation zone, the next accumulation zone basically, before we decide either we want to break up or we want to break down. So this is going to be your next accumulation zone for ETH. And if I just look at the daily candle for the week, basically it's so, I mean, I've never seen such of a candle in so many of years. I mean, that is one hell of a candle. I mean, you can say it's like a pin bar. It's a very solid pin bar. Normally pin bar tests 786 Fibonacci levels. Can even test, 702 to, can even test the 886 fib as well. So somewhere around 2,366 would be nice as well. A worst case scenario that it just goes down to 2,239 as well. There's a possibility, but I would like to see a double top. How on the lower term time frame? I already mentioned on the lower term time frame and posted in my corner LTF. I would like to see a push up and then down, go down to sweep the lows to $2,400, and then go for a double top like this. This is exactly what I want. And it's just going to take a little bit more time, because when we get a flash dump like this, you really want the price to accumulate a little bit more, after which it should run up. So till Ethereum is under 3,088 or $3,100, to be honest, I think we are not yet bullish at this moment. $3,100 is the levels probably you want to see whether we want to flip bull or bear. But at this point, there's no clear sign of whether ETH is bullish here or bearish. But yes, we took the liquidity on many exchanges, but we had yet to take the liquidity on the Coinbase spots and even Binance spots. Only the perhaps took all the liquidity basically. So Ethereum, I would say we're just going to play some scalps based on the levels, but I'm not going to go and build swings till we are flipping $3,100 on daily. Okay. Similarly for alts as well, till Ethereum don't flip, don't look for a big opportunities on or look for swing opportunities on alts. It's going to be a little riskier, at that point of time. My main focus at this point is Bitcoin. I mean, because the way BTC is holding up the lows of 89,000, I do think that looking at the structure, I think Bitcoin is more inclined for something like this. I mean, it gives at least a retest of, 94, 95K. And then probably it decides whether it wants to push up like this or it simply go like this. We will see. But I would like to see at least a sweep one more time. This level would be very, very nice if it gets sweep, because it would also complete my harmonic, basically this pattern that we have, the shark. So at this point on the half-term time frame for Bitcoin, I would not be bullish unless until we break out like this. So don't be bullish. Just going to play the levels. If it breaks out or flip the February opens at 102.2, then we will be bullish. We can long it for like 10, 15K move, because the next target would be 116 to 117K at that point of time. So the breakout is very, very important for Bitcoin. Till we don't break out, it's just simply forming a LTF range at this point. Okay. Similarly for ETH as well, as I mentioned, HTF, I am not sure what exactly ETH wants on HTF, but on Overton time frame, clearly I can see that there is a range formation happening. This whole pennant that we got, this is where the some sort of a the next range is going to form. This is where the whole trade session for the next few days would be, in my view. And this is where the next accumulation is going to happen for ETH. From here, either we break out, as I mentioned, towards the new all-time highs, or this is going to be the breakdown towards new lows, basically towards 1280 to $1,000. That wild it can go actually. So this is going to be the new range. So you still have a little bit more time, guys. So don't rush into anything. Let the PA plays out. Let things settle a little bit. I've developed a small Excel. I already had an Excel I posted earlier. I've made a lot of changes. I've added risk management into that Excel. I've added the risk reward required to trade, how much risk you should be taking to take a trade or to achieve your goal. That has been posted, guys. I know that whatever you guys have lost on the dump, I can't say enough. I'm damn sure 99% of people over here or on CT never anticipated this sort of a mega dump. Like, yeah, they might be expecting a dump to like 2,700, 2,800, but this sort of dump to 2,100 was never expected by anyone, I would say. You can probably, I was expecting that dump to $2,100, but not from here. I was expecting one more push up for ETH like 3,850 minimum and $4,400, after which it would be nice. But one more pump would have been awesome for us, but that is something it just didn't give. And that's a very tough part on my end, basically, because that invalidates the whole scenario. And if somebody wants to know what is my HTF wave counts for Bitcoin, I mean, this is the same exact wave count for Bitcoin I have on the Hearthstone time frame. I really don't have any changes with this scenario. So practically, I wonder if Bitcoin starts dumping to or under even $48,000. I don't know what's going to happen to Ethereum or probably even to alts actually at that point of time. And hence, whatever you play, I mean, whatever the positions you play right now, I would say now, whatever the spots even you play, don't go for a manual stop loss. Have a hard invalidation. If it stops out, stops out. But this is something, I've learned from near trade. That was like one of the fuckery trade. I took it. Honestly, the invalidation was $6. I should have closed when it went to 6.3 after dumping back down to under $6, honestly speaking. But things were bullish, actually. Things were looking bullish. Never anticipated that this would, simply dump. Like ETH Bitcoin is just simply going to go down in just one slingshot. Well, so ETH BTC, guys, it has went completely to my, I would say, to my, the DCA box. It has filled my DCA box. I haven't DCA'd yet because of the near. I had some, miscalculated risk on near. So I did not took much risk on ETH BTC to have my average down. And at this point, what I expect from ETH BTC is I do think that we are at those levels on ETH BTC that it's like a do or die levels. I mean, there is nothing in between. I mean, DCA box is done. So that's like a do or die for ETH BTC, And this is exactly the levels where the 5 waves are done for ETH BTC on the Hearthstone time frame. If you look at the weekly time frame, this harmonic is complete. And also ETH BTC is forming a very good bullish divergence. You see the price make lower lows, RSI is making higher lows. So this is exactly what you want from ETH Bitcoin, guys. And hence, I think ETH BTC position is what I'm holding up for now. My average is 0.033. That's what my average is. And the liquidation price is practically, I don't have a liquidation, but if you are having liquidation, it should be under 0.02. That should be your liquidation basically. And I do think that this harmonic is going to play out. This is going to take a little bit more time. Weekly forming a very strong bull divergence. If we look at the Bitcoin dominance as well, over here, come on. So before Bitcoin dominance comes, let's check the others crypto market cap. Others crypto market cap, the triangle failed. It did not reclaim or break out of $365 billion. Also, $326 billion was reclaimed on 4 hour, but as I mentioned, we need to wait for a little bit more confirmation. I mentioned that, we will buy, we will long. But when I saw this Bitcoin 3 waves, I mentioned, no, we will not long anything. I canceled all my limits. I cancel Litecoin, cancel AVAX, cancel every damn say. I cancel everything. At that point of time. In fact, I moved my stop loss for break even for ETH as well before it started dumping. So at that point of time, I was relieved. Actually, if I would have booked profits for ETH at 3,400, would have been very helpful. Like recovering a little bit loss on near, but that's okay. I can promise probably I'll recover all the losses. For near basically, not all day with. For near, ETH BTC will definitely be bullish, and it's going to make you good in my view. You just need to have your risk managed. The good part about the Bitcoin dominance is I was expecting a one more down, after which you should have rug pulled up, but simply it stayed it just went straight away on an upside. So this is where the 2021 bull run begins. This is the level 63.24%. This is where 2021 bull run begins, and now we are testing those levels, practically speaking. So this is very, very, very important levels, like a very solid resistance, guys. Very solid resistance. A huge order block, weekly order block as well, and very, very huge resistance. I don't really think that we are going to flip these levels in one go. Basically, I really, really don't think. We can have one more push up like this, maybe double top sort of scenario. Can even push it up to 66.18%, like 786 Fibonacci levels. But I am seeing 5 waves completion over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we are also having a weekly bearish divergence. As you can see, the price makes higher highs, and the RSI don't make higher highs. There is a very good bear divergence over here. And hence, I'm not in a mood to close or my ETH BTC position in a loss. I'm damn sure it's going to be in profits, and I will turn out to be a very big profit basically for ETH BTC in my view. So this is a very solid resistance, guys. A one more push is a possibility, like double top sort of thing, and so give it probably some time, and can go to 786 Fibonacci levels. Maybe if it goes there, probably I'll be looking for some sort of a, some sort of a DCA. But till then, I'm not going to add anything on ETH BTC. I'm just going to let my thing run. And I would like to see something like this, just sweep up, push up, like head and shoulder, and then dump. So you got a, shoulder, head, dump. So this is where, I will probably look for take profits. I will DC, I will add it back here, and then further dump. This is what I would like to do on ETH BTC in coming days. So let's see how things plays out. But this is my plan for Bitcoin dominance as well as ETH BTC. Similarly, basically I really don't have much thought on altcoins, but the other crypto market cap, yes, other crypto market cap seems to be like some sort of a ABC more on the downside. I'm not sure how this ABC would, like, this can be a macro top for others, and this ABC is some sort of like a bigger wave A, and we would be doing wave B probably towards $400 billion, and then after a dumping back down to $120 billion, like total wrecked for altcoins basically. So that is a possibility. So I'm not honestly being ultra bullish over here on altcoins, but definitely the bounce is going to happen. The 346 to $400 billion bounce is very likely, and even $370 billion bounce. If we able to flip $370 billion on daily, then it might open doors for $450 to $460 billion like new highs as well. But for now, this is completely looking to me like some sort of a 5-wave structure. The 5 waves are done over here. As you can see, even the logarithmic scale, the logarithmic chart, yeah, these 5 waves are done and dusted. So the move that we are watching right now is some sort of a wave A. There's going to be a wave B. Wave B is to some sort of a 786 fib. and then it's going to be a wave C towards the sweep of, September lows or October lows. Basically that was August lows, somewhere around here, to 131 billion. And after that we will see, I mean, what it wants from those levels. From there, either we push up like this, like a bigger 1212 or something like that, but at least a relief bounce is going to be happening after an accumulation, as I mentioned. So a sideways of accumulation and then a bounce towards, 348 to 350 billion. If we flip 370 billion, then I will be very, very bullish. I will be looking to buy some alts at that point of time for swings. But for now, I'm not looking to buy for swings at this point. I'll just play scalps, I'll be following the plan that I've shared with you as well. Would like to try to make 2% a day and 1 hour 2 hour a day, basically, so that we can recover. Probably in 15 days we should be able to recover 30 to 35 hour, and I'm damn sure after recovering, majority of you would be in profits. So just follow that plan. A very low bottom time frame, guys. Ethereum played out the 15 minutes chart, and as you can see, I posted that the same thing in my corner as well, that Ethereum is likely going to push up one more time. And with that, I think we are done with the ABC, the bigger ABC actually. The bigger ABC is done. Just look at the 1 hour time frame. The 15 minutes chart is played out. Sorry, the 5 minutes chart. I just did a 5 minutes charting. So now we are in order block, basically. So I would like to see ABC playing out. So something like a rejection from here, a bounce from there, and to the levels of 2,500, and from there a double top like this. This is what I would like to see on ETH. And in case if this red box, if this level is flipped over here, reclaimed, then probably we might even push up from here to 2,950 to maybe even $3,000. There is a possibility. The reason being is we have seen a very similar sort of dump on ETH. If you remember, we have seen a very similar dump in, just need to probably look for when we dumped from when the USD dominance spawned from 7.2%. And when that happened, I need to check it. That sort of a dump also happened like this. I mean, like a V-shaped recovery, making highs and then further dump it back down. Like this. So we got a dump and A, B, and then push up and then like a double bottom. So if you look at the Fibonacci levels over here, I think the golden pocket zone was tested basically. Maybe close to 0.5 Fibonacci levels. Yeah, 0.5. So that's why I'm bidding 0.5 here, because that can be, that can give us a good bounce on ETH practically. So 0.5 fib is good. I wanted to show you the dump basically. Similarly, a very similar dump also happened here as well after got a massive bounce and A, B, maybe sweep, and then we started pushing up. So that was a range, a double top will definitely happen. It's like forming a range. Anything under $3,000 to 2,000 is a bigger range that I would like to see it form. Even it formed over here as well after dumping. So I want to see that's a candle where it recovered, like it dumped 60% and then it recovered almost 90% of the candle. Where was that happened? It happens where in 2022, I guess. Yeah, here. So a very similar candle as you guys are watching, and the forward candle. This is the day where we had a huge bloodbath, where ETH literally dumped almost like 28% in December 2021. But that dump was, and even it got a very good closure. It that candle closed like 15% up, and after that we did something like this. So 26% move on an upside, and recovered almost 90% of the move, or I would say 88.6% of the move. So where we did not went for a double bottom, you see. So this was your first stop over here. And if I just have to pull up the fibs from the bottom to the highs, we missed the 0.5 fib. However, we went till 0.382 fib, almost 0.382, and then made new highs, double top, and then further breakdown to further go down. Now, if we also have to follow that, we don't, as I mentioned, if we should not necessarily be looking for the double top after reaching 786, not necessary. So there is a possibility that this sort of scenario is a possible. Let me just show you. And I've been seeing a lot of people, on the Twitter, they're like, if I would awake, I would have caught this, blah, blah, blah. First of all, honestly speaking, who would have thought this dump would have happened? Then you think of, catching any moves. Let people process first that, this dump happened. You need people to process this first, and then probably think of catching a move, 0.3. So yeah, this is the possibility. We can go like this one more time to 2600, a shallow pullback, run it up. So this is going to be our support. Like this is going to be a support. We reject from $3,000, double like this. We go up to 3,100 again. This is where the sell-off happened basically, and then we can do something like this. We go down, deviation, and then go sideways, and then like this. So that is a possibility, and hence, I'm selling again. This red box is a crucial on the lower term time frame. If you're flipping this red box, which is $2,795 to $2,800, if you're flipping it on the lower term time frame, basically 1 hour would be nice with two consecutive candle. Sorry, 2,830 to 2,835. If we are flipping that levels, we can long it from there towards $2,900 to $3,000. That can be a good scalp on the lower term time frame. But I will be looking, in case if you're bouncing from the 0.382 Fibonacci levels, I'll just up my limits from $2,500 to $2,600, and I'll go with a very tight stop loss of $2,444. I'm gonna take profit half of the $3,000. So this is also a possibility, guys. Okay. So overall, guys, this is the plan for Bitcoin. HTF is the hard term time frame. This is my plan. The problem is whether it's topped out or it's going to see one more push up is the question, whether things have topped out or maybe one more push up, because the blood moon is coming, and now it's 13th of March is coming. And I'm damn sure there's going to be another bloodbath before that. So there's going to be another dump, massive dump is going to happen before that. And also there is going to be a recovery, because things cannot dump from here. I mean, there should be a recovery bounce. So there will be a recovery like this. This is where the recovery will happen, and then sideways, and then dump will happen. So we still have a lot to play basically. And on the lower term time frame, this is my plan, guys. Okay. So if I see any updates, if I see any trades, I'll give you for sure. For now, ETH is what I see. In case if ETH decides to bounce from 2,600, we will front run, guys. Okay. So stay tuned. I'll keep you guys posted. Thanks a lot, guys.